Live.
Peace.
Yeah. As you can see, we're representing right here with these bees right here.
Peace, love, and life, family.
So, bro, what you think? What you think, man?
Hey, man,
Speak
I'm
to
blessed
me.
this morning, man. You
Speak
know,
to
every
me,
day on top
man.
of the dirt is a blessing
Okay,
to me.
you know what? I never heard that phrase before, actually. Every day on top of the dirt
It's a blessing. Yes,
Man, that is so deep. What made you come up with that type of thing, man? You know,
I don't know, man.
I'm just curious right now because I'm just sort of
just a thought, you know, like it's a lot of people less fortunate than myself, you know, even though I'm not in the greatest position in life right now, but my faith and the Orisha let me know that everything that I want and desire, it will be mine, but at this particular moment, you know, it's taking action from me in order for it to come to fruition. So, you know, being on top of the dirt is just that, literally. You know, every day that I'm standing, every day that I can utilize and be, you know, every limb on my body to produce what it is that I want, I'm gonna do that.
Well, it's so funny because I'm just gonna do my last walk with my brother right here. I'm actually doing a quick 8 miler today.
Yeah, I can't believe you're up to 850 push-ups today.
I'm telling you, man. Look, I really want to do that 1,000 push-ups. So I've been getting up, just doing 1,800 and 700 push-ups in the morning.
I worked a 12-hour shift yesterday, so I was kind of tired. That's why I didn't get up this morning. I missed our walk.
Yeah.
I wanted to do some yoga this morning, but I think I'm gonna warm up a little while and then I'll do it. Because it's supposed to rain today.
What time? You know, they did set 11 o'clock, but it's not raining
yet.
I
think right. It's 11 now, right?
Yeah, but I can feel the breeze though, because I went to the river this morning when I was coming, and everything is dried up.
I think, you know, as professionals,
yes,
weathermen are some of the most fortunate people in the world.
Wow.
Because they get paid large sums of money to be wrong all the time. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be right. It's a guesstimation job, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to take away from the fact that they do know a lot.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, they just guessing.
Yeah, I don't even know, because I just look at it as, you know, Mother Nature, man.
Right. They like the fortune cookies. They like the fortune cookies of the news.
You gotta give it Mother Nature, man.
Right. I love nature.
Man, you know what? I love the bees right here. I love you. I'm loving your bees. I'm feeling it, you know. You know, it's just one of those things, man, because it's very unique just to... Because when we're talking about exercising and running, I don't see many people that carries the bees and start running, and I don't really see that a lot. So it makes me...
I think the need for something different and to truly experience real spirituality and not just religion, a lot more people are starting to flow toward Ifa. And, you know, of course, with everything, there's always another side. So you have people that's out here abusing that need and that want in people. I told this brother yesterday,
yes, sir.
You know, before you get involved with something, do some research on it. Yes, you know, learn about what it is that you want. Don't let somebody tell you what it is you want.
Yes, sir.
You need to know what it is that you want going into something.
Yes, sir.
You know, be informed.
Yes, sir.
That's why I read so much. You know, I don't understand what our brothers and sisters are having such a hard time with reading.
You know, you said that too, because like for me too, I've actually read the Bible, the Quran,
right,
the Bhagavad Gita.
Right.
I studied every text, the Jewish Bible, and I sort of think that a lot of time it has something to do with not reading enough, because it seems like the camouflage that I like to use my own slang. The camouflage, the chemistry that I have with you as a brother is so unique. But at the same time, we always talk about everyone's racism.
Right.
We never talk about the racism among black Africans and black people from here.
Right.
And what I've noticed that the only time black people, especially black people, we come together is when we are not practicing the European form of religion. And I don't want to mention any religious names,
Right.
you know, because my son's mother is actually from here. And I have never been called so many Africans names in my whole entire life. Even though I always tell people I was born and raised in England, born and raised in the Western world just like everyone else, but I did have the opportunity to actually live in Nigeria. So we never talk about the racism among black people, but we're very, very quick to talk about racism among black and whites. But the thing is, most of the time, when I put on my beads right here, a white person respect my tradition more than a black person would do.
Wow.
Because every time I put on this, the word voodoo comes to head.
Yo, you know, that's funny that you said that because my ex-wife, she's Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her what I'm going to say now. The root of most prejudice is, it comes from a lack of understanding. You know, if there's something that you don't understand, you don't just automatically hate it.
True.
You know, you find out what it is, like what's going on with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, as I said, be informed. And then for her to say, oh, what's this that you on? You know, you're doing voodoo. Everybody telling me you're doing voodoo. I said, yeah, I'm gonna put a hex on you then. You know what I mean? Just like, come on, man, don't be like you.
I really think it is because
like a television character.
Yeah, I always,
like,
because something that was coming to my head called Bridging the Gap. You see,
Yeah.
me being a
I said,
African,
it's like 10 books on my dashboard, right?
Yes.
You can pick up any one of those books. And if you want to know what it is, I can explain it to you.
Yes, sir.
I can talk to you for months and months
Yes,
and
sir.
years.
You know, one thing I
great
go through is
the Orisha.
the prejudice. It is on both sides. The Africans from here and from the motherland.
Yeah,
when I'm among the Africans, and I come up and say stuff like, "Oh, I'm Nigerian." The first thing is I always hear this word. What do you mean you're Nigerian? You know, and when I say, yeah, what? And you see this, what are you talking about? Why are you? And I say that because when I'm among the Africans, I always hear these things that, yeah, you're an American, and they say, you know, and the stereotype there. Then when I'm among my black people here, I always hear, oh, you African, man. But what people don't realize is, from the time I moved here, the only culture that I've assimilated to is my black culture here.
Right.
Most of my friends are Americans. I look at myself as a Georgia native, you know, like I even trying to come up with the slang that, yeah, for what I shouted for, yeah, for what I
What? Don't do that.
You know, I'm fixing
Don't
to.
do that.
You know, like I just,
Yeah.
I love.
That is like stereotypical Atlanta too.
You know what's so funny though? I love the Ibanic accent. I don't care what anyone say. There's something about the country southern accent.
Right.
And I can say this because my grandmother was from the village. So when I lived in the village in Nigeria, there's a certain way that we talk.
Yeah.
And the way I speak my Yoruba at the time, that's because I'm from the tribe of Egba, Abeokuta, which is Ogun State.
Right.
When you practice Ogun, when you practice Ifa, you know Ogun, the state of Ogun is where I'm from. So the way I talk is so different. So when I was a little boy, I used to get intimidated about it a lot. People used to tease me, look at the way y'all talk. So seeing the southerners speak, right, especially from like real call from the hood, especially their women, it's so romantic. Yeah, I'm finna get you do this. I'm being honest, if a woman talk to me, like, be like, yeah, for tear your knickers up. I'll do it.
It's definitely a different breed of woman here in Atlanta.
Yes.
Especially the more mature women.
Yes.
They're a blessing, but what I was gonna say was a brother of mine, he's from Togo, and he was saying the same thing. Like, you know, there is a undertone of kind of like hatred between our African brothers, and you know, you got all these opportunities that you squander and things like that. And I'm like, yo, what is this? A competition for who came from the worst background or something?
I think what it is too, and a lot of people do not want to hear this. I'm not trying to be discriminatory towards any belief system. When an African, most Africans, should I say, when they claim, and I'm not saying they say they're Christian, when they claim to be Christians, they're just not going to see you as their own.
Right.
I was very lucky to have a grandmother that taught me about my history when I was young, when I visited Nigeria. And the first thing she let me know about the slave trade, how, and another thing too, when you hear the word Tinubu, everyone says she's the richest woman in Africa. Because I remember those are my family friends, and my grandmother used to talk about her a lot, but they never really tell us what happened. So when I did my own research, come to find out that she actually got rich by selling slaves. But when you hear that name, for people who do not know the history of it, they make it look like, yeah, this. So, and my grandmother, and I'm talking about the 80s when I went to Nigeria from England, and the way they talk about slavery, the passion that she puts in it. You know, talk about how some of my relatives were taken away, and my great grandmother was a true Iyanifa. And I even contributed. We used to look down on her that she's an illiterate. And I never really understood where she was coming from. And for me, coming from England at the time, it allows me to shy away from my African culture. As I begin to get older and I started reading a lot and I started to come across the things that my grandmother taught me, I was flabbergastedly angry for a little bit. So what that did, it made me study more. I wanted to be more traditional. Because especially with the way I talk, the way I carry myself, I don't look like someone that can actually understand the traditional culture, because the way I spoke my English. And that is just because I mingled what the European calls the illiterate with my educational background system. So what I did, I read a lot, and it allows me to understand my culture. So when I see all those things, the first time I actually moved to the United States and I saw black people, I was shocked. Everyone looked like my cousin in the village.
Right.
I don't see no difference. So and this is where I started to shy away from religion. So I begin to question any religion that can come and tell me that a black person from the United States is different from me, or make me not want to speak to them. I don't want to practice that religion again.
Well, that's what religion is about. Division.
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, even amongst Christians, there are so many denominations. Are you not all Christians? Are you a better Christian than the other Christian?
That is true, brother.
You know, I never understood that concept. My mother and my grandfather were both pastors.
Wow.
You know, I grew up in a Christianity background.
Wow.
That's why I tell people, you know, I don't debate about religion. You know, those are things that people suffer cognitive dissonance in the most. Religion, politics, because they're dead set on it, or they have a mindset that was given to them that they inherited from their families.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, sometimes you can ask a person, why are you this? You know, or why do you do this? They don't know.
That's true.
They know that's all that they know.
That's true.
It's all they've ever known.
That's true. That's true.
You know, and rather than explore, investigate, and look into anything different, they've just accepted it. They've been spoon-fed it their whole lives, and now they're gonna do the same thing to their youngin'. You know what I mean? But now in this day and age, you know, the children, they're much more informed than we were when we were young.
Yes,
because they have access to so much information.
So much information, yes.
So much information. That's why I respect my sons' decisions that they make sometimes, because I understand that, you know, my molding of them guarantees that they're gonna be successful, you know, and strong-willed and open-minded. So they're open to different ideas and different information. And my oldest son told me, you know, he was like, I don't go to church with mom no more because I just don't see the reason why we have to pay to be there. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, for my child to say something like that, it resonates, you know? You're like, wow, it's grown people in the church that don't even ask that type of question or make that
And
type of statement.
how old is he? How old is he?
He's 12 years old.
I mean, I'm just, you know, he's the
Yeah.
same age as my son.
Yeah,
and
he's 12.
I'm looking at what you're saying, and I just think, wow, this is very unique.
Yeah,
and
man. He's a
because
forward thinker.
what I did, it also, you know, because of my activities, you know, I'm 53 years old. I'm 52,
Mhm.
and I kept myself so young, so I mingled a lot with a lot of 20-year-olds,
Mhm.
and the stuff that comes out of their mouth, I'm thinking, oh wow.
Right.
And I always tell them, I said, look, when I was 20, the information that you have access to, I did not have access to. I remember when I was in
Right.
London, when we sent stuff to Africa. When I moved from London to Nigeria, when my parents send us something in the mail, you know, because you have to go and write a letter, dear John Wayne, and you go put it in the post box, and even though with a Christmas present, and well, we usually get our Christmas present in June. They send it in December, but you get it in June.
Right.
You know, but now we're in an age where you could just say hello to somebody in Africa in 2 seconds.
Right.
But like before that, hello.
We just have to write letters.
I have to write letters and go and post it.
Yeah, I remember using the yellow pages.
Yellow
right?
pages.
To look up phone numbers.
Yep,
If you wanted to get somewhere, now you can just bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
I was telling my son about that, you know, that internet thing. You know, I said, man, you know, it's good to be open-minded, but don't be gullible. You know,
That's true. That's true.
it's a lot of misleading information out
That
there
is
too.
true. That is true. That
And
is
so that's why I tell people like hardbacks and actual physical books
true. Yes, sir.
is where I like to get my knowledge. That knowledge is gonna stick with you longer because
yes.
you have a tangible form of it.
Yes, I tell you, well, when I studied Buddhism,
Mhm.
I was just so excited about the discipline.
You know, I just got a book on Buddhism. too.
Really. And what I've been doing, that whole habit of me getting up every day at 2 a.m., 1 a.m. comes from them because I just it was a hard habit to get into.
Mhm.
The first 8 months was rough.
Yeah. It's like that with yoga for me.
Yeah, the first 8 months is rough. But as I begin to accommodate it, my subconscious mind started to acknowledge it.
Mhm.
It has helped me through a lot of what I call insecurity.
Right.
A lot of the things that I've been through, that I've experienced, it doesn't make me look at it as a loss, but it teaches me how to deal with it as an experience.
Right.
Yeah. So that being said, brother, man, I really enjoyed this conversation, man.
Hey man, you know it's always a treat.
Yeah, let's finish up this walk, man. You know what I'm saying, brother? You know.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
indeed.
alafia. One love and no double.
Odabo.